All right, so this is an update to the Weebly video, the training for Weebly. I'm going to try something here, and one thing I looked at the page source, and I don't see where it says no index in the page source. Of course, let me check something. Yeah, I'm not seeing where it says no index, so I'm not sure. This was looking at the actual post itself. But I want to check one other thing. I want to go back and just look at the home page. What the heck is that? Alright, try this again. And I want to see if there's a no index there. And if not, I'm going to try to force an index. I'm going to show you guys how to do that too. And see if we can force it to index, even though Weebly says it's not indexable. It could just be that Weebly's trying to force people to pay for it, even though they don't have to. Okay, so I'm not seeing no index in the page source here either. So, guys, I want to show you something. If you go to google.com and search for submit URL, and you can actually just, bookmark this URL if you want once you find it. Submit URL. You can submit a URL to be indexed directly to Google. So you just click on that, and it'll take you directly inside the Google Search Console. You got to be logged into your Google account, obviously. The first time you click on it, it may tell you that you need to sign in again by confirming your password, and that's fine. But then all you do is you submit the URL, paste it in right there, and then click the CAPTCHA, which it's this angry CAPTCHA thing most of the time. It'll give you this little puzzle thing that you have to solve or select images. In this case, it's images. And you click verify, and then submit request. And this will actually submit the URL. You'll see a box up here pop up. Your request has been received and will be processed shortly. And now what you're doing is you're submitting the URL to be indexed directly to Google. And oftentimes, things will index in a matter of minutes. It depends on the property, but like I can get tweets indexed, for example, sometimes in about 30 seconds. So what I like to do is submit to the index and then just kind of wait about a minute or two and then go check the Google index to see if it has indexed. Alright, so I'm going to pause this for a minute and we'll check it. But in order to find it, we'll just go over to Google in order to check to see if it's indexed. And you can use the info : operator and then just paste the URL in that you're checking, which in this case is this one. And then click search and see if it indexes. And it's saying right now this is not indexed. Now, again, it's not always instantaneous. And if indeed the Weebly blogs will not index until you purchase, then no matter how many times you check it, it's not going to end up being indexed. But that's what I'm trying to prove right now. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and give it a few minutes. Well, one other thing that you can do is you could actually take that blog post URL or the Weebly site URL, either one, and post it out across a couple places. Like if you have a Twitter account that you could post it to, not the Twitter account that you just created for this profile, because that chances are it's in the sandbox. We talked about that in the Twitter video. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, just go back and watch the Twitter account setup where I talk about the sandbox. And later on when we get to IFTTT, I'll talk about some ways to get it out of the sandbox. But you could tweet out the URL. You could also create a bit link out of the URL and just do a few things to try to push some authority, some juice back to the URL for the blog post, and that's going to help. So for example, if we go back over to our Bitly account right here, we'll close this. Let's say we want to create a bit link. We're going to paste the long URL here. And now we have this bit link, right? We have this short link right here that we can copy. And that's another URL that we now have. And we could actually even go submit that to Google Search Console. And I don't want, just so you know, guys, don't spam the Search Console submit URL function because you can get your account in trouble. But let's go ahead and see if I can get that to submit. And so now we're submitting the same link twice, just one is with a redirect. So this says images with grass. We'll pick these. And we'll see what happens. See, it says it's been received. So if we come back over and we check on this search for this URL again, we'll click search, and see it's still not showing up. So there's a chance that it honestly does not get indexed, but it was worth a shot. And also, by the way, it could just be that it hasn't indexed yet. It could be that over, you know, give it a day, you know, 24 hours and check again, and it may be indexed. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up as to you know, what the Search Console submit URL is, and also to see if we could try to force it to index. If I find that it does index, I'll create another short update video showing that it has indexed. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video.